Camera positive. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning to one and all present here. Pondicherry University School of Performing Arts, Department of Performing Arts and Sangamam Global Academy celebrates International Conference on Art, Literature and Performing Arts. Being the inauguration program in the beginning, I now request all the delegates to please come over to the dais. I request the Dean of Performing Arts to kindly escort the delegates to the dais. I request everyone to kindly rise for the university anthem. Thank you. Let us now inaugurate the program by lighting the lamp. I request all the delegates to kindly do the honor of lighting the lamp and inaugurating the program. Thank you, dear dignitaries. I now request Professor P. Sridharan sir, Dean and Head, School of Performing Arts, to do the welcome address.
Good morning to everyone present. I'm extremely happy to welcome all the dignitaries of the dais and the dance school gurus and students, my own faculty colleagues from Department of Performing Arts, students and research scholars from School of Performing Arts, and other faculty members and students from other sister departments of Pondicherry University, and the invitees, special guests, those who have assembled here on this occasion. Once again, good morning to everyone here, present here. And I am very much delighted to invite you for this international conference on art, literature, and the performing arts. And I would like to tell you one thing, that this type of international conference on these areas, art, literature, and performing arts, have been arranged at first time in this Department of Performing Arts with the help of all our scholars and faculty members. Hence, I am very much proud to welcome you all on this occasion to inaugurate this international conference. And most importantly, nearly 30 research scholars, including 7 from Sri Lanka, have presented their papers on this occasion, and their intellectual contributions they have made to make this event as great success. If it is an international seminar on conference, the most important part is to bring or to take efforts to bring together the intellectual outcome of various scholars and students. And here also we have taken this as one of the most important efforts to bring all the intellectuals together and ask them or make them to present some papers which are going to be researched in the days to come. With this brief note, I'm entering into my duty. I at the outset, I wholeheartedly welcome all the delegates, those who are sitting on the dais, and they have come to make this occasion as grand success. Really, now let me start. Inviting and welcoming the dignitaries on the dais. First one, actually, Mr. G.L. Gnanatheva, Minister, Trade, Sri Lanka, Deputy High Commission in Southern India. Sir, on behalf of School of Performing Arts and on behalf of my students and research scholars and faculty, I welcome you, sir, for this international conference. And wholeheartedly we are thanking you. You have taken all the efforts to come from Sri Lanka, and today you gave your appearance and made us to be delighted on this occasion. I welcome you, sir. The next, Mr. Ilangovan, as a chief guest address and Vice President, Chamber of Commerce, Sri Lanka. Sir, once again, on behalf of the University and the School of Performing Arts, I welcome you wholeheartedly, sir. Please, welcome, sir. And next, Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar, sir, Founder, Chairman, First World Community. Sir, thank you, sir, for all the day you have come, and I am welcome you on behalf of University and School of Performing Arts. Next, our own, leader and guide of this university, Professor Clement S. Noor, Directorate of Culture and Cultural Relations, Pondicherry University. I welcome you, sir. He is one of the notable literarian as well as the orator, and he is well known praise for Pondicherry University for his discourses and for his thought-provoking speeches. Today, we had an opportunity to bring him here in front of among us. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of Pondicherry University as well as School of Performing Arts. Next, then Mr. Dinesh Kumar, a founder and director of Sangamam Global Academy, and he is the one always, mingling with the School of Performing Arts to make this department more lively. And whenever we need some assistance or this type of cultural events, for all other requirements, we used to approach our Dinesh Kumar, and he has been helping us for the past 3 years without any hesitation. And on this occasion, on behalf of School of Performing Arts and my faculty members, I am wholeheartedly welcome you, Mr. Dinesh. And next, I would like to welcome all the faculty members of Pondicherry University, then all the staff from Pondicherry University, and research scholars, especially in our department, and MPA, second and first MPA students, those who are always involving with us whenever we conduct this type of intellectual programs. And on behalf of all my faculties and myself, I welcome you all for this wonderful occasion on this international conference on art, literature, and performing arts. Thank you, Ananda.
Thank you, sir. On behalf of the conference, I take this privilege to welcome you. Thank you. I now request Professor Clement, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. G.L. Jnanadeva, sir, Minister of Commerce, Sri Lanka.
கொஞ்சம் இடம் இருக்குண்ணா.
Humbly request Professor P. Sridharan, sir, to felicitate Professor Clement, sir. I request Mr. Dinesh, sir, to kindly felicitate Mr. Ilongo, sir. I request Dr. M. Subaya, sir, to kindly come over and felicitate Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar, sir. On Dr. Priyanka Sharma ma'am to kindly felicitate Mr. Dinesh Kumar sir. Thank you all the way. I now request Mr. Jambunathan Ilango sir, Vice President, Chamber of Commerce, Sri Lanka, to kindly give the chief guest address.
capture பண்றேன்
First, good morning to all of you. My respects to His Excellency, the Minister for Commerce of Sri Lanka, from the Deputy High Commissioner of Sri Lanka, Chennai, and the educational luminaries on the dais and of the dais. I'm really proud of joining with you on this day here. It's a new area for me because my profession is totally different. I'm basically a international lawyer and connected with the Chamber of Commerce where we foster the trade and commerce between India, ASEAN, that is 10 countries of ASEAN group, and Sri Lanka. So we often promote even startup guys to enter into exports and imports to start some industries in the foreign country, particularly in ASEAN 10 countries and Sri Lanka. This is my basic background. And really it is a nice occasion to learn more about the Global Academy of Sangamam Global Academy, where Mr. Dinesh is known to me for several years, and his driving effect is unquestioned and proved areas. He has conducted many cultural events. It is not on the profit-making motive, but basically to enhance the culture, basically from emerged Indian Bharatanatyam. Yes, it is more in India and equally in Sri Lanka, and it is also spreading over all the countries in the world. You know very well, our Indian embassies are available in 127 countries, meaning that Indians are available there. So we have contacts with the government of India and respective government of ASEAN countries and Sri Lanka. We do a lot of activities in other countries also. We have pretty well this Global Academy of Sangamam Global Academy is doing a very great job. And that too, now with University of Pondicherry. We know that University of Pondicherry is a unique university where performing arts is a separate department and wherein which PhDs were produced and they are all doing very well in various fields, in various countries. So I'm happy to be here and most of the people are seen from Sri Lanka. I would like to just inform you what Indian government and Sri Lankan government relationship in terms of certain areas. There's a lot of relationship like trade, commerce, political, economical, cultural, all these areas. But in infrastructural areas, India is doing very great job in enhancing the economic and infrastructural areas with reference to Sri Lanka. So we have Vivekananda Cultural Academy in Sri Lanka, which functions in a very great sense, where it propagates all types of arts and culture. And we are now thinking of jointly organizing a program in Sri Lanka for this cultural areas. Of course, Mr. Dinesh has already done certain events, not only in Sri Lanka, other places like Malaysia and all that. And soon I think he is also preparing himself for doing some cultural events in France. Really, I wish the Sangamam Global Academy to go for the greater heights in future, and we will support by all means. Meaning that the self-drive of Mr. Dinesh is also most vital, important activities that he is acting like a rolling stone. Anyway, in these days, people are running behind money. But he is a person not for money, but for propagating the Indian culture and taking it to the heights of where people are craving to have such events, such participation in dancing and cultural events. He is the man who is there wherever people requires him. So in that context, we are here to take him wherever he wants and whatever he wants. This is a basic information which I could give, and there are a lot of informations about the relationship between India and Sri Lanka, where I leave the subject to be discussed and delivered by His Excellency, the Minister for Commerce. He's the special chief guest here. So I humbly submit this dais to him and make him to do the presentation. Thank you for all your patience and your always we can get you at any time you want any help from our chamber. Please give a call to us. I will give the telephone numbers and email IDs, websites to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support. I now request Dr. C.K. Ashok Kumar, sir, Founder Chairman, First World Community, sir, to say a few words.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். Very good morning to all of you. எல்லா உயிர்களும் இன்புற்று வாழ்க. Let all beings be happy. So first outset I will be happy to have the chief guest of His Excellency Minister of Commerce Sri Lanka and also Vice President of Chamber of Commerce Sri Lanka and Pondicherry University Professor Clement Lords and Sridharan, and of course the hero of this day, Dinesh, my good friend, so who has been very passionately going about spreading the timeless ethos, the culture of India globally. Bharatanatyam should also be taken to all the countries. There should be a fusion of yoga and Bharatanatyam, which can be very of an area of interest, and many youngsters can go about performing yoga along with Bharatanatyam, can bring about all the mythological connections. And of course, here I would like to say, even though Sri Lanka is geographically divided, but our age-old connection through Ramayana, so we are all well connected, and the ethos, the culture is same that of India and Sri Lanka, which is being strengthened by the efforts of renewing this dance, Bharatanatyam. And I would like to say one message. Today, science and technology is overshadowing the arts and culture. Wherever we go, arts and culture takes a backseat. But today, if you see, the primordial force is the culture. The culture of a person builds the character of him, and the character becomes more and more evident once he is culturally and emotionally attached to his own tradition and culture. For example, the Bharatanatyam dancer becomes one with the dance. So, through the Bharatanatyam, they can reach the higher state of consciousness and to the attach himself or unite, merge with the universal consciousness, which is the state of meditation. If one attempts at that stage of where there is no difference between the dancer and the dance, there is no duality. In that non-duality state, one can reach or see the God himself at that state of Bharatanatyam being the highest compliment one can achieve in the life by performing Bharatanatyam. And this, our brother Dinesh has been going about, and our Tamil diaspora is very happy and passionate to receive and learn Bharatanatyam in many parts of the Tamil diaspora. So I think this is a great effort done by Dinesh, bringing all the people from many parts of India as well as Sri Lanka. It requires a lot of strength and courage to perform this kind of event. And this 12th event is well adequately supported by the Puducherry University. And may I wish him all the best. May let us all be united by the thread of love, grow in wisdom, and merge with the universal consciousness by the art form of dance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your encouraging speech. I now request our Honorable Minister of Commerce, Sri Lanka Deputy High Commission in Southern India, Mr. G.L. Jnanadeva sir, to kindly give the inaugural address.
Distinguished guests at the table, Professor Clement Woods, Director of Culture and Cultural Relations, Pondicherry University, Dr. P. Sridharan, Dean School of Performing Arts, Dr. Ashok Kumar, Chairman, First World Community, Mr. Ilangovan, Vice President, Chamber of Commerce, Sri Lanka, and distinguished participants, staff, academic staff, and students and research students, and Sri Lankan research scholars and Sri Lankan artists and children. Very good morning to you all. I am really delighted to participate in today's event of International Conference on Art, Literature and Performing Arts, Pondicherry 2025. First of all, I wish to congratulate the organizers, the School of Performing Arts, Pondicherry University, and the Sangamam Global Academy, for organizing this event with many challenges to organize such an event with an international participation. So now I wish to share a few thoughts of mine with the participants of this event, how far the today's world, the performance of arts and language and culture plays an important role in a human history. So now, usually I participate in the events organized by the government and the Chamber of Commerce and any business events. My address is mainly focused on Sri Lanka, India, bilateral relations, trade relations, and many other modern business challenges. So this is one of the first events I have come across participating in an event related to culture and performing arts. So I think this has a more vital importance in today's world. I have been to many countries throughout my last 24 years of my diplomatic career. So then I have observed the important roles the language plays in each country and each society and each nation. Then I observed the Tamil language and culture has a unique role amidst all other languages in the world. So when I served in Israel, Tel Aviv, the Israeli scholars, the Jewish scholars, they told me they were the first one invented the language. So though the God created them as his own people, so they invented the language to communicate with the God. So the language started from Israelis' communication with the God. But still, they speak a language more refined and all, but they don't have a celebration for their language. They don't have a culture attached to the language. They don't have a arts attached to the language. So when compared to Tamil, Tamil is holding a unique place when you compare with the other languages. So I was in Germany. German people, though they were very fluent in English languages, other languages, they don't speak other languages. They only speak German language. Even if you talk to them in German language, they will say, no, you study German and you speak German, and when you speak with them in English language. So they have such a deep attachment, and latest innovations of German people are mostly in German language. Recently, a German former chancellor addressed to United Nations World Trade Organization recently, 2 weeks before, she addressed in German language amidst all other international diplomats. So that's an important German people give to their language. In spite of that, German language is not attached to a culture, language, and arts performances. And the same way with Urdu, Pakistanis, Urdu language also same. There is no culture, no celebrations. We have a blast, Tamil blast. In every country, wherever Tamil people are living, they have a blast for Tamil. Tamil blast, Pongal blast, different kinds of blast. And today, we have a language which has no limitations of time. We have a language that existed pre-Indo-Spheric civilization, 270 years before Christ. Onwards, Tamil has enjoyed by culture, arts, and various other intricacies. And we are the only nation developed our language through society. Sangam அமைத்து தமிழ் வளர்த்த எங்களுடைய முன்னோர்கள். ஸோ இந்த வழியிலே தமிழர்களாகிய நாங்கள் மிகவும் பெருமைப்பட வேண்டிய ஒரு மொழியை நாங்கள் கொண்டிருக்கின்றோம். அந்த மொழியை இன்று பாண்டிச்சேரி மக்களும் இந்த சங்கம் குளோபல் அகாடமியும் ஒவ்வொரு வழிகளில் வளர்த்தெடுப்பதற்கு செய்கின்ற முயற்சிகளை நான் இன்றைய தினத்திலே மனதார பாராட்டுகின்றேன். அடுத்ததாக, நாங்கள் இன்று தமிழ் மொழி காலம் கடந்து விட்டது. நாங்கள் கிறிஸ்துவுக்கு முன் 270 ஆண்டுகளுக்கு முன்பே தமிழ் மொழியை இந்து வழி நாகரிக மக்கள் தமிழ் மொழியை பேசியிருக்கிறார்கள். அதை கலாச்சாரமாக கொண்டு வாழ்ந்திருக்கிறார்கள். அதில் பல மரபு வழிகளை பின்பற்றியிருக்கிறார்கள். அதை அடுத்து சங்ககால தமிழ் கூட தங்களோட தமிழ் மொழியை தங்களோட தலையாய கடமையாக ஏற்று தமிழுக்காக வாழ்ந்திருக்கிறார்கள். சங்கம் அமைத்து தமிழை வளர்த்திருக்கிறார்கள் என்பது முன்னோர்கள். மதுரை முதலாவது சங்கம் மதுரை தமிழ் சங்கம் என்று வரலாறு சொல்லுகிறது. அப்படியோ தமிழ் பாரம்பரியத்தையும் கலாச்சார பின்னணியையும் கொண்ட நாங்கள் இன்று நீங்கள் தமிழுக்கு கொடுக்கின்ற மிக முக்கியமான கலாச்சார முக்கியத்துவத்தை நான் மனமாடுகின்றேன். இதை ஆர்கனைஸ் பண்ணி ஒழுங்குபடுத்துகிறவர்களையும் நான் மனதார பாராட்டுகின்றேன். இன்னும் தமிழர்கள் எங்கெங்கெல்லாம் பிறந்து வாழ்ந்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்களோ அங்கெல்லாம் இன்று தமிழையும் தமிழ் கலாச்சாரத்தையும் பண்பாட்டையும் வளர்த்து கொண்டே இருக்கிறார்கள். நான் நோர்வேக்கு போயிருந்தேன். நோர்வேயில் இன்றும் அந்த குடியிருப்புகளையும் நம்முடைய சிறுமிகள் பரதநாட்டியம் கற்று பெருங்காலில் பரதநாட்டியம் கற்று அரங்கேற்றம் செய்து கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். நியூசிலாந்து, கனடா, ஆஸ்திரேலியா, சுவிட்சர்லாந்து போன்ற எல்லா நாடுகளிலேயும், டென்மார்க், ஒவ்வொரு காலநிலை சவால்களுக்கு மத்தியிலும் அவர்கள் தங்களுடைய கலாச்சார பண்பாடு என்பதை மேலும் மேலும் புதிய கண்டுபிடிப்புகளுக்குள்ளாலையும் புதிய சவால்களுக்காயும் முகம் கொடுத்து புதிய பரிமாணங்களுடன் அதை கொண்டாடி கொண்டிருக்கிறார்கள். ஆகவே நான் அடுத்த உங்களுடைய விழாக்களுக்கும் நீங்கள் அவர்களையும் சேர்த்து அவர்களையும் இன்வைட் பண்ணி அவர்களுடன் சேர்ந்து இந்த இதுக்கு புதிய பரிமாணங்களை காண உங்களை அழைத்து எனது உரையை முடிக்கின்றேன். நன்றி.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing your views with us. I now request all the delegates on the dais to kindly release the book of abstracts. We are happy and humble that we received some abstracts and we have published it in a book form. And one simple request to all the participants who are presenting papers after the inauguration, you all have to re-register or reconfirm your names in the seminar hall once the inauguration is done. I now request our delegates to kindly release the book of abstracts.
சார் கூப்பிட்டுருங்க. கலங்கலப்பா சார் சேர்ந்து சார் ready, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sirs. I now request our Director, Directorate of Culture and Cultural Relations, Pondicherry University, Professor Clement S. Lord, sir, to kindly give the presidential address.
Professor, Dean of School of Performing Arts, Dr. Sridhar, and all the eminent personalities from Sri Lanka, and all the dignified men who are seated on the stage, invited guests all over, scholars and students. I am very happy to be with you on this special occasion where you have organized an international seminar on art, literature and performing arts. Well, as a student of literature, when Sridhar came to me with the invitation, I had a small problem with the title of the seminar, Art, Literature, Performing Arts. Why performing arts is not included in arts? Art and literature would be enough, but in order to give more emphasis to performing arts, they have included performing arts too as a separate unit, and I very much appreciate the enthusiasm shown by our Dean. And our Dean is a man of letters and he is also a very, very enthusiastic person in organizing seminars and in conducting various programs, and I very much appreciate the school for conducting numerous programs in their school of various types. Now, as a layman, for time being, let me stand out from this and look upon the program as a person who is not rightly involved into it, but as a person or as an outsider who looks at the program in a different shade of light. And all my predecessors who came here, they gave wonderful talk about, in general, about the program and how it is going to be and what kind of help they could render for the forthcoming programs in the Pondicherry University. But let me go a little further away and share my views about the connection between art and literature. Only a few points that I would like to share with you, because if a man of literature, especially a professor who has been working in Pondicherry University for the past 32 years, if I simply go away without telling you what actually the connection between art and literature, perhaps you may not be able to understand it in the proper light. If you want to know the connection between art and literature or language, you must go to Egypt. And I do not know how many of you seen the Egyptian alphabet. And the Egyptian alphabet consists of only small, beautiful symbols. And only an artist can do that. And in fact, in Egypt, many of the people can read the text, but they cannot speak because it consists of 7,000 symbols. Therefore, the person who has invented this, he must be an artist. My dear friend, perhaps I don't want to remind you of it. You may not be a dancer, or you may not be a person interested in other arts, but in one way or other, every one of us is an artist. You may ask me, sir, how can you simply call every one of us an artist? You go back to your olden days, browse through your notebooks of your school days. If you have one or two with you still left, there on the last page, my dear friends, you must have drawn something. Perhaps it may not be a very good piece of art, but during your time of boredom, when the teacher is lecturing at you, when you are not able to comprehend anything, what will we do? We simply take a pencil or pen and draw small pictures. But that particular art, must have been died with you during your younger days, and it would not have gone through the regular course of art, and therefore it would have had a premature, ending. Why I am telling you? Because how art is connected with the language, I told you, you have to go to hieroglyphics. That is called hieroglyphics, the Egyptian alphabet. And the next one I like to give you, in literature, many poems are born out of art. You may be wonderstruck. Sir, many poems are born out of art. How? Let me take the case of the very famous portrait done by Peter Bruegel, a very famous painter. And it has been kept in Paris Museum. And our English poet, our modern English poet, W.H. Auden, the 20th century British poet, visited this museum and saw the portrait sketch. The portrait sketch is none other than the very famous painting of Icarus falling from the sky. I need not repeat the story of Daedalus and Icarus because it is of Greek origin. How the father and the son, both of them, the mythological figures of Greek, they were imprisoned in the tower. And the father, being an engineer, thought that he can escape from the tower by building a wax wheel. and he has built two wax wings and fitted into their body. One for him and another for the son. And the son, being a very adventurous and enthusiastic person, the father asked not to soar very high, but he has to fly at the moderate height. Why? Because the wing is made of wax. And if he goes near the sun, the heat of the sun would melt the wing, and then he has to fall into the sea or into the land, and thereby it would end up with multiple fracture or even his death. But unfortunately, the son, Icarus, is very enthusiastic. And he started flying up, and he did not heed to the words of his father. The result is the wing started melting. He could not control it because the heat of the sun is already had its effect on the wing. And immediately he started falling from the sky and landed into the sea. The picture is about that. The man is lying on the sea, only the two legs are exposed. Peter Bruegel, the very famous painter, has done the painting in such a way, only the legs are exposed, the rest of the body is immersed under the ocean. There is a ship nearby. In the portrait you can see a ship, and in the ship there are shipmates, sailors, but they are not attending to what is happening in the sea, the death of a man, because they have to make their own trading. They have got their own business. That is the picture. And the philosophy of that picture is, unmindful of one's loss, the world will not stop. It has to go, it has to continue, it has to sail. Just because you are having some sorrows and sufferings, he said that poets and artists, they have no business to live, and they have to go away. Then only the world can be ruled by the philosophers, and if the world is ruled by the philosophers, then the world would become rich and strong. That is his connotation. Okay, we understand it. That is one man's view. But my question is, why did Plato, when he was talking about our mind, has come out with an artistic impression? Because he said, our mind is almost like a chariot, and this chariot is drawn by two horses. One is a black horse and another is the white horse. The black horse always takes you to a different direction. That means not in the right direction, but whereas the white horse will take you in the proper direction. There is always a quarrel between the two. The human mind is like that. You set your mind in the right way, but unfortunately, the horses, one of the horses will not cooperate with you. How to make the two horses to come together so that you can safely reach your place of destination? That is a big question mark. My dear friends, my question is, even when Plato said that artists have no place, art has no right, to be in the society, why did he go for this type of pictorial image? That he cannot avoid. Nobody can avoid that, my dear friends. So this is the one that I wanted to tell you. Another thing is, you must have heard about Charles Dickens, a very famous British novelist. And his novels have become very, very popular. And in fact, his last work, Old Curiosity Shop, that is the title of the novel. And why this novel has become very popular? Because of one character. And what is that character? Little Nell. It is about a small young girl. And the young girl is almost like a saint. And this novel was not actually brought out as a book, but it was issued in installments weekly. And people started reading the novel part by part. And they know about Little Nell. They are very familiar with this girl. And at one time, a problem came to the girl, and the girl has become ill, and she is about to die. People thought in the next installment they are going to see the death of this girl. The novelist is going to kill the girl. My dear friends, you just think about that particular century where Dickens wrote this novel, and what kind of affinity the readers had with the writer. There are a lot of letters written to Charles Dickens asking him not to kill this character, and if this character is killed, Dickens will be killed. The novelist himself will be killed if he kills the character. My dear friends, the main important idea behind this is only one. Don't think that the novel has become very popular because of Dickens' characteristic way of writing in English, but it has become very popular because of one artist called Boss. I have that book with me with 12,000 illustrations. Beautiful illustrations they are all. And the Little Nell, that girl, has been depicted by this artist in such a way that your heart would melt. How the artist can give such a lively image? How can the artist infuse such a kind of life into a lifeless character? Because it is only a fictional character. This fictional character is brought out as a real character because of the talent of the artist and not by the talent of the writer, my dear friends. You can see here the fiction, blending with art. And you can see the fusion between literature and art. To end up my talk, I would like to remind you of a poem written by Kannadasan so many years ago. At the time, those songs have become very popular thanks to Sri Lankans. They only made it very popular. And this was actually composed by Viswanathan and Ramurthy. Of course, you must have heard about the song, or you must have listened to it. Sittirattu Vidi Vasanile, Ingi Yar Vandavaru. That is the song. And the peculiarity of that song, I am telling you, how this is directly related to drama. And how drama, even without any kind of speech, can convey the thought to the audience. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. And in that song, Kannadasan and the music composer have proved it. Because the song is about, it is not a very philosophical song or anything like that. The friend of the protagonist, the friend of the heroine wants to know who is the hero, because she knows fully well that this young lady that is the mistress, and falling in love with a man. Who is that man? Out of curiosity, throughout the song, you find that the girl repeatedly asking, the friend is repeatedly asking, who is your lover? You tell me something about him. No. Throughout the song, if you listen, she will not give any answer, but in a wind-about manner only, she will also sing along with the friend. A part of it will be sung by the, mistress, and a part of it will be sung by the friend. Okay. And at last, she asked only one question. Kalai mutram therindavaro. Then the camera will be taken to the face of the heroine. Devika acted as the heroine, and the Devika would simply give a smile and say, that's all. It is one way of conveying the message. Kalai mutram therindavaro. உண்மையிலேயே பெரிய ஸ்காலர் தான் அவன். காதல் மட்டும் தெரிந்தவரோ, that's all. That means what? It is nothing but a romantic fellow. He is not a scholarly man. Then she will say that காதல் மட்டும் தெரிந்தவரோ, then she would give a brief smile. That's all. The matter is understood in silence, because only the performing arts has got that kind of power to convey any kind of message even in silence. What cannot be conveyed through sound can be conveyed through silence only because of the performing arts. And therefore, at a time like this, giving importance to the performing arts and then having an international seminar on art, literature and performing arts is not an easy thing. Much work has gone into it, and several papers are going to be presented. And all the illustrious delegates here who are sitting here, they have got a big history. And if you go to their biodata, then it cannot be so easily discussed in a day or two. As Shakespeare says that we have got only eyes to wonder, but lack tongue to praise. We have got eyes to wonder at their performances, but we lack tongue to praise them. I am reduced to the same situation now. I cannot praise them, nor I can praise my own friend, my dean, who has been doing such an excellent work. And I congratulate all the team members and all the professors and associate professors of the department for having come out with such a successful seminar. And also thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak at this occasion. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Professor Clement, sir, he himself is an eminent artist, and we are so inspired by every time he comes to our department for talking about art and culture.
பண்ணிடும். அங்க இதுக்கு மேலே கிளம்பி லைவ் மட்டும் சும்மா ஓட்டோம். லைவ் ஓட்டோம் பேப்பர் பர்சன்ட் சும்மா கட்டிட்டு டைமில் பேப்பர் பர்சன்ட் பண்ணுங்க. என்ன தலைவராக டல் ஆகிட்டீங்க? டல் ஆகிட்டேனா? லைவ்ல போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். லைவ் போயிட்டு தான் இருக்கு. ஆன்ல தான் இருக்கு. ஆன்ல தான்.